And I'm back. And we are now live. Sorry for the little inconveniences there. I was lagging a little bit, but I just closed out and got right back into it. Saturday Night Live, people. Saturday Night Live, people. Saturday Night Live, people. Come on in. Come on in. I got an open panel. Come the fuck in. Why don't you? Welcome, welcome. How the fuck are you? How's it going? How you doing, niggas? How the fuck are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Saturday Night Live, how's it hanging? And tonight, we're gonna get real for a second. We're gonna get real. We're gonna get real for a second. How's 2025 feeling to y'all? How does it feel to you? And don't give me none of that trending bullshit that all y'all been seeing in the videos. Like, give me a real fucking answer. How's 2025 been for y'all? It's been all right. I won't say it's been perfect. I won't say it's been great, but shit, it ain't been bad either. It's all right. It's all right. It's not the best year for me, but I've been through worst. I have. How's 2025 doing to y'all? How's it treating y'all? You're doing all right. Y'all staying strong in the midst of battle. Because make no mistake, we are in the middle of a silent war. Make no mistake, we are in the middle of a fucking silent war. So I'm going to ask again, how has 2025 been for y'all? Because, you see, they've been fucking with our kids, fucking with genders, fucking with laws, fucking with the people, fucking with ethics, fucking with the schools, fucking with the colleges. They've been fucking with politics, fucking with the food, the motherfucking air, the goddamn water. So, yeah, we're in the middle of a silent war. You see, we're getting attacked from all sides here. This shit ain't no cakewalk, man. We ain't trying to build no fucking clubhouse. But still, every time you turn your fucking head, every time you pay attention to the news or you watch the news, there's some more shit happening. Motherfuckers is dying, mass shootings, car crashes, all kinds of fucked up shit going on right now. So, I mean, when you really pay attention to the bigger picture and you see what the fuck is really going on around you, if you don't have your head in the sand right now, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is very unprecedented times. Very unprecedented times for a lot of people, you know? Motherfuckers gonna act like they're okay, but they're not okay. They're not okay. I promise you that much. You know? And I just want people to understand, like, it's okay to not be okay in 2025. If you didn't have a perfect year, that's alright. If your year was fucked up, I'm sorry. But, you know, I can't be the only person who's been through worst. I can't. Here you go. Don't let this shit break you, man. Don't let this shit break you, man. Don't let this shit break you. Listen. What don't kill you makes you stronger. If it didn't kill you, if it didn't fucking break you, you're not broken yet. You still got your limbs and extremities. You still got your body parts, my nigga. You ain't laid up in the hospital. You got your health. It's not that fucking bad. It's not that bad. So I'm gonna need you to get up. I'm gonna need you to dust yourself off. And I'm gonna need you to keep walking forward. Am I saying it's gonna be easy? Nah, fuck no, it's not. Fuck no, it's not gonna be easy. But at the same time, if you don't expect yourself to succeed, how do you expect other people to see you succeed? If you just lay down and die because things are getting a little rough for you, you might as well fucking pack it in, pimp. There's no help for you. Like, just pack it in. Just fucking give up. Just quit. You if you're gonna give up on yourself that easy, because 2025 has been a little hard, just fucking pack it in, dog. Because look, I was born 1996. I'm gonna be completely honest. I've been through tougher fucking times. I've been through tougher years. Like, yeah, shit's a little random. Shit's a little unprecedented. Like, don't get me wrong. Yeah, it is totally. I don't think things have ever been this expensive. Sure, for sure. But at the same time, there's a lot of opportunity to make something of yourself right now. There really is. You might not, be a fucking billionaire or like the next Steve Jobs, but like there's a lot of opportunity in this world, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, money don't make the man makes the money, if you know what that means. You can't just like keep on trying to basically suppress your information, suppress your fucking emotions, suppress your talents and gifts, and just keep going in go mode, trying to people please and live up to like these fake worldly expectations that don't really exist. Like, you have to move at your pace. You can't be too hard on yourself. There's no need to be overly strong or overly macho for shit. Like, it's okay to look in the mirror and realize you got some fucking emotions you need to work through. That's called growth. That's called healing. You don't want to skip steps and then end up having a complete fucking mental breakdown. Now you're in your car crying fucking $15,000 in debt and some more shit. Like, you don't want to do that. You don't want to be a fucking asshole walking around, projecting all your fucking emotions, your insecurities, and your microaggressions on other people because you feel some type of way about your life. Either, like, that's just gonna make you look like a dick. That's just gonna make you look like a dick. And if you don't want to look like an asshole, then naturally the best fucking thing for you to do as an individual would be, I don't know, man the fuck up. Understand that some things in life are just causality. You didn't manifest that. You didn't deserve that. But, sometimes shit does just happen. Sometimes, we leave energy trails. And when you leave an energy trail, there's this time delay. It can happen in 2 days. It can happen in 2 months. But eventually, everybody gets what the fuck they deserve. Eventually, I don't know why, but eventually, everybody in life gets what they deserve. And especially when you understand like soul contracts, you never want to try to judge yourself and be like, oh well that was fucked up. Like, you never know what a soul's signed up for here on this realm. When I say they weaponize our emotions and use our emotions against us all the time, they really fucking do, man. Why do you think the news is the number one TV show? The number one consumed source of media is news. And the news plays on what? Yo, eternal being, what go on? It plays on your heartstrings, your mental, emotional strings for a goddamn reason. The strongest form of currency isn't USD. It's not euros. It's not pesos. It's not the Japanese yen. The strongest form of currency is your mental and your emotional energy. Why you think whenever you go in a store and you're shopping, walking around the supermarket, they're playing frequencies to get you in the spirit? Or every time it's Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, they're playing Halloween music, Thanksgiving songs, and Christmas songs to get you feeling the holiday cheer. They want you to buy shit. They want you to buy shit. Why? Because it feeds the system. You have to understand, think of it like a game. You see, when you're playing a game, you see all the characters, you're the main character, and there's these NPCs and you're completing your goals and stuff or whatever the case may be. And that the whole time, it's really just a whole bunch of processed zeros and ones. We don't see these zeros and ones because they're coded to make the video game be the video game that we're playing. But in reality, what we're seeing, what we interact with as the video game is genuinely just a processed data system of zeros and ones. When you look at nature, you look at certain trees, certain flowers, certain angles of water flowing, mountains, hills, and then you see the pie, and you see the Fibonacci spiral sequence perfectly down to a T, also show up in space, also show up on the human body. We're constantly surrounded by these scientific formulas and systematic computer code above us, below us, inside us, and outside of us. Almost like a video game, right? But here's the thing. If you jump off a building, oh, yeah, all good over here, you already know. If you jump off a building, like in a video game, you get to retry again. You get to start over. You can try again in a video game. You can put in cheat codes and shit, right? But in real life, if you jump off a building, that's it. There's no resets. There's no cheat codes, nigga. There's no booster packs, okay? So you got to take this shit serious. No one else is going to take it serious for you. Your energy flows where your attention goes. So let's say you have a goal where you want to start a business. Let's say let's get some real time examples for a second. Let's say you are a talented designer and you want to design your own clothes, or better yet, you're a talented artist. So as you're doing this and you know that this is what you're good at, you're paying attention to your 9 to 5. You're paying attention to your favorite podcaster. You're paying attention to the celebrities, and stuff starts popping up in your life, so you're giving more attention to you're giving more attention to your friends. You start drinking more because you just feel like you don't have the time to focus on painting, because you're a painter. You want to be the next Picasso, right? And all these things pop up and they don't really keep working out for you, but painting's still right there. And so you go maybe 2-3 years, you try various different jobs, you make a little bit of money, you lose some money, you get a new house, you know what I'm saying? Things are working out for you, but you just can't quite fulfill that hole inside your soul, right? You still paint, but recreationally now you kind of giving up on your dream of becoming the next Van Gogh or the next Picasso. You're now just, I paint when I feel like it, You've become something else, maybe a cashier, fucking banker, investor, something, whatever, right? Just completely far right from what you actually were incarnated here to do. Be the artist, be the painter. So you'll go so far away from your goal, so far away from your mission when it's right in front of you the whole time, because life has this funny way of tricking you into thinking what you're supposed to do is a distraction. And the things that are distracting you from what you're supposed to do are actually what you're supposed to do. You see, when working a 9 to 5 is great, you have to take care of your human responsibilities. You'll never hear me say, you need to quit your job, don't get a job, that shit's for poor people. I'm not finna fucking say that. Everybody has their own different life circumstance. Everybody has their own different, way to make money. However you gotta make your money, make your fucking money. But at the end of the day, they programmed you to have a 9 to 5 from school. The same hours you were at school is the same hours you're at work. They give you a lunch break at school and you get a lunch break at work. There's gossip and drama and people are dating and shit at school, and there's gossip and drama and people are dating at work. So it becomes a system within the system to keep you out of their system. Not necessarily like it's rigged against you, but you have to understand we live in Robot City. Can you let me see? Let me let you in. Let me let you in. All right, there you go.
What's good, my nigga?
Nothing shit. Sitting here just chopping it up with the people going live real quick. You know how I do. Just really talking about before before you joined, I was just talking about the simulation. Like life, they got you running on this hamster wheel, my nigga, and you got to get out the whole cage. Like fuck getting off the hamster wheel. You got to break out, climb out the cage, and start roaming around the house.
For sure.
You know, like you got to turn into the nuisance. Like if they tell you that reality is a simulation, you got to be the computer virus that shuts down the system. You know, you don't want to comply and be a one or a zero in the code that was given to you. You want to be a fucking anomaly. You want to be a computer virus and crash the system. You want to be like LimeWire in 2009 and give everybody what they want. And then the minute someone tries to take some shit from you, bam, your computer stops working. That's what that's what consciousness does for you. That's what enlightenment does for you. It allows you to be the computer virus or the glitch in the system.
Hell yeah. First off, how you feeling during side season, bro? How you feeling? Your solar return? Did it already
So
go?
I'm feeling upright, independent, and fearless. I turned 29 December 14th, so really it's just I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting. You know, I'm in my 7 year cycle still, so I've just been soaking up game, learning a lot. The minute my birthday hits, I'm in my 8 year cycle, so I'm finna be aggressive as fuck toward the bag and content. Cause come February 18th, I'm a rat. I'm a fire rat, and it's about to be a horse year. That's my enemy sign. So I'm about to be in my enemy year in my 8 year cycle. How fucked up is that?
Bro, honestly, I don't know what it is. My friends have been talking about it, my social media, my YouTube. Like everyone's been talking about numerology. But 2024, because I'm a fire dog,
Mm-hmm.
that was a weird year for me, bro. That was a weird year. And if I if I had to give advice to anyone in your enemy years, first off, listen to your intuition. Your intuition will tell you things. You feel me? I feel like in your enemy years, your intuition is heightened and it's there to work for you. And if you work against it, you'll end up in certain situations. But whew, man, that was a weird year. Even 2025, this feels like a weird year too, you feel me? If you know numerology and shit like that. But the key,
Absolutely.
like, and you said it, you've been in your 7 year cycle, you've been soaking up a lot of knowledge. So when you're in that seven
Oh
year
yeah.
cycle, you want to soak up a lot of knowledge. And another thing, you got to protect your energy when you're in those
Hell
sevens.
yeah.
When you in those sevens, you gotta be more like to yourself. You
Oh,
gotta be
bro.
more You got to be more personal with your energy. You can't be afraid to be alone. And trust me, like I know how it feels to feel like you're alone and shit like that, but
You gotta embrace it.
breathe right
Yeah.
there. You right there. Just breathe. As simple as that. Oh, bro,
Yeah.
ground yourself. Oh,
I
bro,
fucking
you
appreciate the shit
you
out of it.
you could be someone in this situation, that situation, this situation. Step back and breathe. And if it's hard to have faith and have love. We are not Saturn and Pisces. And then we're not North Node and Pisces. That's my natal placement. And I'm one of the most South Node Virgo active motherfucker at times. But I could tell people for this time, you gotta keep having faith and a strong vision. And
Hell yeah.
keep 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 having faith and keep putting positive energy behind your intentions and visualizations. Like I saw something earlier, this girl was saying, oh, you can't set intentions and things like that to prevent. I don't even want to say prevent, but you gotta understand, chaos magic is using your mind to wield your reality. So
Yes,
y'all niggas, y'all gotta tap
definitely.
in the candle, the book, the incredible crystal ball and the pig sacrifice, whatever dark light. That's all aspects of yourself. You gotta channel your inner emotion. That's why you know what? I'm not even gonna say it, but it's certain people who they talk down or they go against or rebel against the feminine energy, but that's the first source and point of creation, right? That's all I'm really
Yes,
saying. And if you
exactly.
and I got a song to channel, listen to a song called Hebrew, Hebrew by Daylight. That's that's a deep song. If you haven't heard that, you should go listen to that, bro. And listen to it with
No,
a
I
on
ain't
a
heard that
higher
joint.
you heard that?
No, I ain't heard that joint by Daylight. I'm gonna have to check it out because I fuck with Daylight. I ain't heard Hebrew.
Oh,
Is it one
bro.
of the older ones?
Bro, it's an old song, but bro, if someone like you listen to that, you like, nigga, whoa, he put that in the song. I didn't know he was dropping conscious light like that.
Oh, bro, Daylight fucking tapped in, nigga. Like Daylight, one of the most slept on conscious people. And like Daylight really, really puts his life on the line to make a song.
Honestly, I don't want to sound like, but like someone showed me, bro. But I personally, I love Daylight. That's one of my favorite. Like, bro, in Aquarius too, he got that odd personality, one in a million
Yeah,
type personalities. Like, it's just no one who makes music, or if you go watch a lot of his live videos, it's no one who really thinks like him. You don't find a lot of people like that. I'm always grateful to show love to people like conscious leaders and creators and shit who put the real out
exactly.
there as best as they can. Say shit.
And I mean, like, yeah, people gonna say what they're gonna say about anybody anytime they're in the industry, there's no doubt. But like when it comes to the gems, I take the good and I leave the bad. And Daylight, he's dropped a lot of knowledge for me that I needed to hear that information personally. When I heard that song, it definitely gave me that breakthrough, that confirmation I needed at that time. And that's one of the main reasons why I fuck with Daylight. I really do. He's one of the underrated ones in my opinion.
Yeah, honestly, it's crazy. It's like he has two personalities, like battle rap and then a rapper personality. Even for
Yeah.
some people, a teacher personality. So it's like he's known for different things, but I respect him for sure. But another
Hmm.
thing I heard you say, because I had popped in the live earlier, you were saying like we live in a time where everyone's energy can be under attack and things like that. The like, what do you feel like the biggest attack against people is nowadays?
To me, the biggest like attack, honestly, in psyop, I really feel like it's social media, dog. Cause like, think about it, we're on these black screens, and like, you can control music, you can control the attention behind music, but you're dealing with like millions of people, millions of accounts with all these different energies and personalities, just kind of open and free to do whatever they want and say whatever they want. And I feel like sometimes that energy could leak through these black screens. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially if they might not even be spiritual or tapped in, but if they have a strong spiritual pressure, I feel like that shit definitely influences people either in a positive way or a negative way.
Let me let me jump in. Honestly, I'm not really a conspiracy theorist about this, but I see a lot of things that confirm certain thoughts that I have. But like, there's people like I've come across videos like, oh, your For You page and algorithm is meant to program certain thoughts and things like that onto you. Like, it's fake. And
Mm.
when you understand how subliminal programming and things work, they could slap a picture, a video, and it should be multi-layered. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you can break a video down and put 6 layers on the video, but you'll see one thing Just turn the opacity down. You know, sigil magic is real, right?
Exactly. Little sorcery. Yeah.
Um, language pattern is real. Neuralistic programming. These are real concepts, real things.
Real shit.
This isn't fake, you know?
They use it in church and in rock music all the time. Like they'll start the song real slow, real light and
And
faint,
then they take
and
your
they'll start
heart.
doing. Yeah, yeah,
But you can, the positive part about all of this is that you can reprogram, right? You can reprogram with music. Like, I want to give a very, and this could be a very simple thing. Someone may get the light from this, may not, but like a ritual that I like to use, like if you want to tap in to a different state of consciousness and clear negativity out yourself or area or space, grab you a speaker, grab you some fucking weed, and go listen to some reggae music. I know that sounds funny. I know it
oh
sounds
no, that's
cliche,
bad.
but that's real spirit. You feel me? Like you know subconsciously when you think of Jamaican and reggae niggas, you think of weed, bro. Like it's spiritual. That music is spiritual. A lot of those niggas was high off natural ganja tapping into violet ray frequencies, heart
Yeah.
frequencies, nigga. That's a
Yes.
real, that's a real thing, bro. Like listening to soul music, like you can reprogram. You don't have to be listening to the rap, the rock. If you take your music and you change it by the week, you can change how much money's in your life. You can change your conscious density, right? So
Shit.
everything that is external, phones, music, people, places, and things, these things are tools. And the, the fucked up part, trust me, I know. You feel me? I'm no fucking saint, but I'll bring you the truth. Is don't overconsume this shit. Don't bring this shit too close to home. There's a part of yourself that existed before a phone. There's a part of yourself that existed before social media, right? All of these things are add-ons, additions. And the trap is, oh, the world is progressing. It's evolution. No, a lot of your technology is predated, right? It's the stocks, you know, we don't even
Hell
have
yeah.
to go there. It's predated, it's psyop. So just come
Yeah.
back to yourself. The real-time evolution scale is self, the journey of self, and moving through. You feel me? Passing through. This too shall pass, right? You're in this shit, but you're not of this shit, right?
Exactly. You got to be in this world, but you can't be of this world. This world is filled with debauchery. It's filled with basically what I like to call the micro evils of the collective consciousness. And when you attach yourself to the collective consciousness, you take on everything that comes with that shit collectively. And sometimes you got to remember to hold key to the individual on the journey. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're going through the rain, you're going through the storm, because the collective consciousness might have you going off course, but your spirit will tell you you need to do this. You know what I'm saying? And if you trust
Hmm.
in when it'll develop like a double mindedness, you start to doubt yourself. You know, you start to second guess and shit, and that
Exactly.
and you start to lose more of your power. You know what I mean? You start to lose more of your capabilities by doubting yourself and second guessing. Sometimes the best thing you can do is just trust your gut. Go with your intuition sometimes, for real, for
Exactly.
real.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's one of the main things that's kept me afloat over the years, man. Because sometimes the collective consciousness will that should have you tripping, man. Like, because I look at social media like a reflection of the mass subconscious mind. Like when you think about like all the red pill content, the blue pill content, the spirituality, it's like
It shows where the mind is at and the consciousness of the people you could say
yeah,
is at.
it's more of a reflection of us than it is like actual system server for expression. Like it's like a big ass mirror on the psyche of the basically the world.
Do you know about the dead internet theory?
No, what's the dead internet theory?
So I don't, okay, I will have to claim the details in depth if I go look at it. But I know if you look at the study, it will present information on topics such that there's a large margin and percentage of social media that is faked and like it's social engineering. Like, what is it? And I don't
Exactly.
know. I don't know. I can't say whether it's maybe like AI. I don't know if it's AI. I don't know if it's humans and their minds have been attuned to the frequency, but it's like it's a lot going on.
Nah, bro, you hit the hammer dead on the fucking nail. Because, like, all right, for example, everything that I've done on the internet, it's always off my intuition. You know, like I'm never just like sitting at home like, fuck, what am I gonna make content about this week? What am I gonna do? Like it's like some shit just kind of hits me when it hits me. And
Facts.
I noticed a lot of the times, especially on this internet shit, it's like there's so many different outlets. It's almost as if like sometimes these motherfuckers are AI or bots. You know what I mean? Because I got like almost 40,000 followers,
Mhm.
and there's 3 people, including me and you, live right now. So you know my followers aren't bot. You know I didn't pay for them, but at the same time, how many of them are real people?
That's the thing. Now, me personally, that's why I don't want to be famous necessarily, or you know, super well known from this internet stuff. And I'm grateful to put music out there and put message out there. And I'll say this like this, the only way I would be famous is if I have an alter ego that no one knows about. But main character, no limit, soul, no, I don't want to be famous. I'm a regular guy because I don't necessarily want to contribute to the social engineering of the shit. I don't because it's like I mean, I drop music. I'm grateful for that. I may drop a video here. I'm grateful to be on the live, you feel me? And see, you feel me? But it's like, it's a, you gotta go watch Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh, my kids love Wreck-It Ralph, bro. That shit
Yeah,
is deep as fuck. Like,
exactly.
yeah,
It's like, and I know that sounds funny. I'm throwing that movie, the kid movie out there, but they put the subliminal programming in the kids. It's just
kid, yeah.
it's like, I don't know. Me personally, how I see it, now I used to want to be famous. And me personally, I have this, I know how to hit algorithms. Like, I know how to make videos. Me personally, I would rather write people's videos. I could write a video, a script for a video, and it'll blow up. I've tried it. I've done it. I did it on TikTok. I did it. Like, I was like, let me make a video. I'm gonna write a script for it. It's a video talking about quitting weed. I wrote that script down, word from word. You know me? Like, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. It's all scripts. You know, if you want to blow up on the internet, if you really want to be the guy that shit, you're gonna want to go study neuralistic and subliminal messaging and programming. You got to know how to hit the minds of people because that's all it is.
And
That's why. And
that's it, bro. That's why,
I
like,
necess yeah, I don't even necessarily want the fame from this because it's like once you start fucking with the influence or the social engineering of this shit, it's like, and once you down with the shit,
it
no
feels on
thank you.
ethics. It does
No thank
because
you. You feel me?
you
I'll drop the music.
I that's to get knowledge provided to those who need to know. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to. I'm not trying to get like Brother Panic big or Bobby Hemmett big. I'm not trying to get like Rod Hayes big. None of that shit. It's like, to me, I got abilities. You know what I'm saying? And my thing, I'd rather use my gift righteously. And I feel like the more I put my truth and my thoughts out there on the internet, there's some minds that might be like really impressionable, and they might like start emulating my personality. You know what I'm saying? They might.
Let me say something. And that's Sag energy right there. I was just watching a video. Dolo was saying, once you start seeing people as a Sag play out your traits and qualities, like you're supposed to look at that as a good thing or something like that. I maybe mix up the words, but that is that Sag energy right there too. And I'm listening.
Nah, it I feel that it fucks me up sometimes because it's like I'm no saint, you know what I mean? And the last thing I want to do is take somebody off of their own personal journey. because they think mine's better or they think I know something they don't. When like, you know, I just
Yeah,
did the everything I know is everything that they could know too. It's just like there's so much like there's so much consuming and not enough doing to me. Like and it comes to a point to where like the mass brain pretty much gets overloaded with information. You start developing a infatuation or an obsession with your favorite podcaster or your favorite content creator and like
exactly.
yeah, you get where I'm coming from. That's really why I don't want the fame or anything really. That's why I don't
Because it's
mind being
like that's that's what I'm saying. It's like I see exactly where you're coming from, and I kind of see it more like it's a responsibility. And like you said daylight puts his life on the line. So you understand there's sides to this shit, right? If you're going to be a major influence, you got to be willing to stand for certain things. Now, shit, I'm gonna cheer people on. I see people influencing shit. Hey, but me
good
personally,
shit.
I don't even want to step in the light. That's probably that Saturn and Leo energy though. 'Cause I don't know. I don't feel like right now. And I'm gonna come back if it's a calling, but for me, I got shit in real life. But I had that thought to myself, like I was gonna pursue this shit, like, cause I already, me personally, I already know, like, the ins and outs,
Oh,
grits, you feel me? That's how I
and
feel,
you
like that much confidence.
and you got the talent to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the hard parts because it's like personally, I stopped rapping a long time ago, bro. Like,
Yeah,
and you know, I was pretty fire, but once I started, like, I took a step back and I started to see what was gonna come with it. I was like, all right, I don't really fuck with this nigga, but I'm gonna have to fuck with this nigga to get my foot through the door. Then I gotta network with these people, and
yeah.
like, it puts you in a fucked up situation where like you end up doing things you don't want to
Yeah.
do. Oh, you good?
Uh, now you could keep talking, but I got my headphones and shit.
That you know you need. And then like you know when you in the industry, it's like it's almost like if you don't have it, you ain't hot. Even if like you don't like it. Like you might not be into the cars. You might not like be into designer. But it's like everybody in that industry got the cars and they into designer. So it's like if you ain't got it, you ain't hot. So now you have to compromise your morals just to stay relevant. You know what I mean? It becomes like an internal conflict. And that was my
Yeah,
thing. Like I don't want to be a content creator and then like it becomes I need to make content. I need to make content. Like I'd
exactly.
rather do it like how I'm doing it because to me, I don't have a boss. I don't have nobody to tell me what to do. I don't have a script to read off of. I'm not trying to persuade nobody. And I think
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying? You get where I'm coming from.
Exactly. It's coming from more of a spontaneous nature. And another song I just thought about, I don't know if you heard this, you probably did, bro. Yeah, all right. But it's oh yeah, but it's called Dollar the Pilot Man Broadcast. But I'm about to hop off this live. I'm about to drop this verse, bro. I'll probably be back.
All right, bet. Handle your business, fam. If anybody else wanna hop in the panel, now's the time. Join the panel. But like on some real shit, guys, like you gotta take a step back and understand that most of the stuff that we experience has been given to us. Most of the music we listen to has been given to us. Most of the clothes we wear have been given to us. Most of the information we talk about and rehash and recycle all over the internet has been given to us. And until we start to like actually develop our own internal dialogue, our own internal knowing, and question certain narratives, what's original about you? What's original about your thought process? What's original about your information? Until you question that. Well, go on, fam. Well, go on. If y'all want to join the panel, if y'all want to go live, now's the time. Just request to join. And it's like the way I look at it, I'm all in with esoteric knowledge. I'm all in with the occult and spirituality. Like for real, this isn't my personality. I do other things. You know what I mean? And it's more of like a lifestyle to me. Like this is what I do. And basically, if the internet was gone, I'd still do this. I've done it for free for so long. If I don't make money from it, I'm still gonna do it. It's not like a trend for me. And consciousness, self enlightenment in itself, like when you think about what social media has done to it, it's become more of a trend. It's become more of a fad. And, if you were to see me 10 years ago, I was fucked up, man. I used to drink every day, smoke every day. I used to pop pills, nigga. I was taking Xanax. I was drinking lean, my nigga. I was fighting people. I was selling drugs, nigga. I was doing the fucking most. You know what I'm saying? And I never thought in a million years that I would be a dad. I didn't think I'd be alive to be even be able to turn 29 next week. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think I was gonna live to be fucking 20. And now I'm 28 years old because I decided to grow, I wanted to be a rapper. Now I'm a fucking dad and I garden. And who knew I liked gardening? Who knew I liked science? Because I never gave myself a chance to like those things. Because I was programmed to, you know, if you look like me, you got to be a basketball player, or you got to be a football player, or you got to be a rapper. That's your only chance of making it. You know what I'm saying? Like when you look like me, you hear the narrative that police don't like you and everyone's going to treat you different because you look like this. So you got to be smarter and you got to work harder. And it's like, it's really a whole bunch of fucking, like, it's not true at all. It's just a older generation's belief system. Oh, I'm a life path 33. And, you don't have to think like that generation. You don't have to be that older generation. You could actually still develop in life and understand that the program you experienced in your life, it didn't come from TV. The first program in your life didn't come from a song. The first program you experience in your life starts at home, comes from your parents. It comes from your parents and your grandparents and what was exposed in that family for the past generations. And then you incarnated into that family. And it's up to you to decide what is true to you and what isn't true to you. You know what I'm saying? But it's not necessarily something that you have to apply. It's just the program. So whenever you leave the house and you're old enough to live on your own, that's when you start to develop your own independent thoughts. That's when you start to develop your personality. You start to really know who you are deep in the core instead of the thoughts, the traditions, and the beliefs that have been put on you by family, by tradition, by genetics, by TV, by music, by movies, by your friends, by school, by fashion trends, the things that you inherited by social media, all those things that aren't a piece of you, but you see it so often, you see it so commonly, you see it so much that, for example, when I was growing up, everybody I know went to jail. So I thought in order to be a man, because most of these dudes were men, you know, they had money, they had respect, people liked them, but they all had these stories about going to jail. And that let me know. I just dropped my life path for you because you asked what my life path was. I'm my life path 33. And growing up, you start to think, okay, if I want to be like them, then I might have to go to jail. I want to be like them, all right, I might have to go to prison. And you don't realize that the school to prison pipeline is a real thing. You don't realize that all music in the music industry on a commercial level, talking about radio hip hop, radio pop music, radio pop music, is actually recorded on a master motherboard or which is actually low frequency, music to the L, very low frequency, and all music that's pushed out on a commercial level is kept at a 60 level. So even if you words and these big words, oh, my mic cut out. Can y'all hear me now? Oh, you're like that three. That's what's up. Understand. Oh, damn. Let me see what the fuck going. Y'all let me know if you can hear me, cause sometimes my phone be fucking with me. Instagram don't really like a nigga. So I gotta do what I gotta do. But if they would go to an extent to fuck with our music and our frequencies, you know what I'm saying? What else have they been lying to us about? What else have they been controlling? Because you got the 440 hertz motherboard that is not conducive or beneficial to your health at all. Then you have all commercial music, all radio music from hip hop to rock and R&B being released on a 6th grade level. So that means that systematically you're not going above a 12-year-old's mindset with music if you're listening to mainstream music. Now you understand why most people who are adults act like children, move and make facial expressions like children, get loud when they talk about certain things that are low vibrational as if they're praising it like children whenever they're talking about something that's exciting. Think about these dances lately. Does that really look like an adult's dance, or does that look like something a little kid would do when they get a new toy? It's systematically done. And if they would go as far as to fuck with the music, you really think they're not fucking with the video games? You really think they're not fucking with the movies? You really think there isn't magical sigils and symbols on your clothing? Magical sigils and symbols in your video games? In these movies? You really think they're not using backmasking and subliminal messages and subtext and overlay in these movies and these video games and in these songs you listen to, and you recite these words and rap along and sing along? You have to understand, every word you speak is a goddamn spell. Everything you speak is a spell, and your energy is gonna go where your attention is held. So let's say you're an impressionable young mind in America. You know, you're hip onto the Playboy Cardis. You know, you listen to the Ice Spices and the Sexy Reds. You listen to the NLE Choppers, and you listen to the NBA Young Boys. You have to understand that that frequency vibration is getting weaponized against you. Now you understand why you can't stop smoking. Now you understand why you can't stop drinking. Now you understand why you can't get right, because the majority of the music is doing what? What do they talk about the majority of the time as you sing along? Are they talking about getting their life together, fixing their credit score, starting a family, buying a house, getting a career, investing in stocks, maybe, getting sober, perhaps, not smoking weed? Or are they talking about popping pills, smoking dope, sipping lean, wasting money on jewelry and cars, wasting money on pussy that comes pre-fucked, wasting money and flaunting money and indulging in various different drugs? And then the majority of America recite these frequencies. They recite these linguistics. They recite these energetic spells. You know, and it's not conducive to your health, nor is it conducive to the vibration of the planet, which is why certain things have to go. It ain't got nothing to do with race, but everything to do with low vibrations. You see, only that good shit is gonna last. Only that real shit is gonna last. A lot of this stuff nowadays comes pre-packaged and pre-rehearsed. Even the fucking prank videos are fake. The prank videos be faked and pre-rehearsed. The live performances don't be live performances no more. The freestyles aren't freestyles anymore. Everything is already pre-written and pre-recorded. And the majority of the sound effects aren't real instruments. They're not real people screaming in the movies or in the video. All this shit is digital. It's synthetic. So the energetic presence that came from a person that we experienced growing up in the early 2000s and the late 1990s, a lot of people don't get to experience because they've taken the people who produce the energy through an emotion or an action, right? They've removed the people who produce the energy through an emotion or a reaction or an action, and it's all synthesized and digitized now. When you call a customer service line, you talk to a robot and then you talk to a person. It's a pre-recorded line most of the time. It's not a person talking to you. They sit down and recorded that and they just replay that while you're on hold until someone's available to get to you. So isn't that not the first form of artificial intelligence? When you play a video game as player one, what's the computer? Let's say you're a Mortal Kombat fan, and say you're player one, you're Liu Kang, and you're fighting the computer, and the computer is, I don't know, Shao Kahn. How does the computer know what you're going to do before you do it? How did the computer know what button you were going to press? Why is the boss always so fucking hard to beat, as if it's like thinking, it knows what you're thinking? What is the CPU in a video game if it's not artificial intelligence? You see, artificial intelligence isn't real. It's not new. What is a video game? How do you get a coded sequence of ones and zeros to project an image with graphics that you can play on or watch a movie through a screen? It's intelligence, but it's not organic intelligence, is it? It's not coming from a person, right? So if it's not organic intelligence, that would make it artificial intelligence, right? I'm just asking some questions. I'm just asking some questions. And it's December. Still no 3-Eye Atlas, huh? They said 3-Eye Atlas was going to hit Earth in November. Sometime in November, they said 3-Eye Atlas would appear, right? It's fucking December. Where's the mothership? Cause I told you niggas I told you motherfuckers this was a psyop. Y'all like, Kashil, you crazy. You still don't believe in the Anunnaki? You still don't think that no, I don't. Where is it? Hmm? Go outside and look at the sky right now. Tell me if you see something. I'll wait. I'll wait right here. Think I'm kidding? I'll go outside with you. You're not going to see anything. You want to know why? Because there's nothing there. We are encased in a fucking dome. There is water above us. If there isn't water above us, explain to me how it rains. And don't give me no bullshit about the water cycle and the water is just condensation that vaporized and it forms clouds when we already know they make clouds. We already know about the chemtrails. So explain to me how a ball of gas in the air can hold concentrated water with the perfect time release globally. It's bullshit. So where's the fucking water from the sky coming from when it rains? Or better yet, where does wind come from? You ever just sitting outside, nice cool day, no wind? You start feeling yourself. Maybe you're meditating. Maybe you're sun gazing. Maybe you're doing a little bit of breath work. Maybe you're about to smoke a fucking joint. I don't know. No wind. The minute you get into what you're doing, there's this breeze. Now you can't see it. You can't touch that shit, but you can feel it. It's there. Sometimes the breeze is hot air. Sometimes the breeze is cold air. What is it? And don't give me no bullshit. Don't go on Google and take the fucking Google answer from that they gave us. Don't take the water cycle answer that they gave us. Use your fucking critical thinking for a second. Where's the rain coming from? How is it falling from the sky? Because they also tried to tell us that the sky is blue because it's the sun reflecting the light from the ocean. That would mean that the sky is basically a mirror. That's what they told us when we were when we was kids, right? Oh, the sky is blue because it's the sun reflecting the rays of the water on the sky. Hmm. Why is water wet? Why is water wet? Just some questions. Just some fucking questions. I'm just asking questions. Why is water wet? What is wet? Because wet is only a tweaked difference to dry. If you understand polarity, hot is only a tweaked difference to cold. So, why is water wet? Because when you get a fish out of water, they're dry. In fact, the longer they're out of the water, they continuously dry up and cannot breathe. But if we go in water, we are wet and we cannot breathe the longer we're in the water until we get out of the water and then we can breathe again. But now we're wet. So I pose the question, what if fish in the ocean and the rivers, what if they're actually flying? What if they're like birds, you know, up at the surface? And what if the things at the deep, you know, below, just how, we're the things below the birds in the sky. What if, just hear me out now, because, no one's ever been to the bottom of the Mariana Trench. We don't have the technology to get that far. But we did find an ocean deep inside of our ocean. Let me say that one more time. We did find an ocean deep in the bottom of our ocean. And they did say in 2024 that they found 400 times the amount of water on Earth outside of space. So again, I asked the question, where's the rain water falling from? Where is it coming from? How is water falling from the sky? Or better yet, how did it rain fish in Mexico, Alaska, Australia? And why did it rain black worms in China? Just some questions. Just some questions. And if you don't believe me, Google Chinese black worms falling from the sky. Google fish falling from the sky 2024. And you explain to me not only how this is happening, but how. Just some questions. Because, the answers they're giving us don't make no motherfucking sense. It don't make no motherfucking sense. Because, you see, before I was born, they said they've been to the moon. But now that I am alive, we can't figure out low orbit travel. In fact, there's always a curvature. And then it goes crashing down. And if you've noticed, anytime they shoot a rocket up in the sky on this planet, in our generation, even though they expect us to believe they've already been to the moon, but they've admitted to us several times over, they cannot figure out low orbit travel. Let's just imagine for a second they have. Why do the rockets that start to curve and dip the higher up they get look like it's brushing against water? Just some questions. See, I'm just asking fucking questions. That's all I'm doing. I'm just asking questions. So I ask again. I ask one more time. Where's the rain from the sky coming from? Oh, Wagwan, how's it hanging? How you doing? Right now, I'm just asking some questions, you know. And if they're taking these photos of the sun and these photos of the earth and the fucking moon, following Three Eye Atlas, I want to talk to the cameraman or the camera woman. Just some questions. Because they already admitted that they don't understand low orbit travel, right? They already admitted we don't know how to get that high up into space. So if you don't know how to get that high up into space, how the fuck did y'all, how did you get a satellite up there? How are you guys taking pictures? What technology are you using to get that fucking close to the sun to take a picture of it if it's so fucking hot you can't even get within 1,000 miles close to it without getting incinerated? How are you taking pictures of the sun? Why is every picture of Earth and the moon different? I want to talk to the cameraman. I want answers right fucking now. Why does it seem like when you're in a plane, the higher up you get, the flatter everything gets? Why does it seem like the horizon stays the same? No matter how up you go, no matter how up you go, it just goes up with you and it's just flat across the board. Hmm. Hmm. How? If we're a ball, if we a ball with gravity in space, sitting here on the earth, upon the ground, we here upon the ground, yeah, and the earth spinning, and there's more water than people and land, and it's rotating constantly. Oh shit, and it's got a wobble. It's got a heartbeat. So it's like boop, boop, spin, boop, boop, spin, boop, boop, spin. How the fuck is there no floods every day? Because if I get a ball right now and spin that motherfucker simultaneously while I'm bouncing it, there's gonna be water every fucking where. All the time. So yeah, there's holes in the story, and I need to talk to the cameraman who put the satellite up there. Bingo, sister. You already know one. I'm stuck on the fact that we keep reincarnating back here via the Saturn moon matrix. Sick of that shit. Well, here's the thing about that. You know, due to us being so nice, you know, our ancestors being so nice and opening, you know, telling people our motherfucking secrets, some enemies of ours decided to actually hijack Saturn and hijack the moon because we actually ended up telling them that Saturn, in a nutshell, is Father Time, the keeper of the Akashic Records, and one of the fundamental building blocks that enables neuromelanin within the human race. And we also find that the moon was quite literally the first incarnation of Earth. We also find that the moon, the moon is a direct reflection, and the continents of Earth match up exactly to the spaces and craters of the moon. And then when you study Manly P. Hall and you study E.A. White, Arthur Edward White, you start to realize that the moon is actually not a satellite because we've never been outside of the firmament to get that far, but actually a giant ghost ball filled of the souls of old, filled of the ancient primordial spirits people call angels and extraterrestrials that has been weaponized and harvested systematically to funnel the energies that people use to power stuff like Grok and Chat GPT. These things are actually souls trapped in a pixel. Intelligence forced to be artificial, trapped in code. That's the crazy part. Yeah, they also said that the sun was replaced with the exploding of the original star of Sirius X about 100,000 years ago. So if the moon was replaced 20,000 years ago and the sun was replaced 100,000 years ago, what have we been sun gazing on? What have we been focusing on this whole time? If the sun is down where I'm at, but the sun is up where someone else is, but the moon is up where I'm at, but the moon is down where somewhere else is, but when the sun's up where I am, the moon is up where I am, and the sun got a halo, and the moon got a halo, but they different colors sometimes, but the sun always the same color. It's always in the same position. It's either white or gold. You know, I never see the back of the sun either. But like people always focus on seeing the back of the moon. But I never seen the back of the sun either. Who's taking the pictures? Who's giving us the information about the sun and the moon? We don't really know. Everything we know has been given to us. Everything we know has been given to us. We don't really know. And then you do some more research and you find out that the pineal gland is fed by the sun, but the pituitary gland is fed by the moon. And if the pineal gland is imbalanced, your body can shut down and it causes disease. And that if the pituitary gland is imbalanced, that your body shuts down and it could cause disease. And then people are systematically telling you to ignore one and favor the other. And you wonder why mental illness is at an all-time high. You wonder why suicide and drug use is at an all-time high when they're telling you systematically to ignore one side and favor the other when you need both because they both primarily feed the portions of the brain. You got 72 portions of your left brain that is controlled by the moon and the pituitary gland. You got 72 portions of your right brain, which is controlled by the sun and the pineal gland. So if you are just sun gazing and doing all this solar activity, you're going to have a weak pituitary gland. You're going to have a weak left brain. If you're just favoring the moon and ignoring the sun, you're going to have a weak right brain. You're not going to have any solar energy. You see, the moon is the divine feminine. Why do you think it's called La Luna, Mother Moon? Why do you think in ancient times they called the sun Father Sun? Why was the moon always a feminine goddess or deity, but the sun was always a masculine god? Now in modern times, people are so fucking confused because they listen to everything people say on the internet instead of reading a book that you talk about the divine mother, you talk about the divine feminine and the mother goddess returning, but you shun the moon. You're afraid of the moon. You think the moon is a satellite when we can't even leave Earth. We've never been to the moon. Lance Armstrong lied. NASA lied to us. We can't even figure out low orbit travel in 2025. But sure, they've done all these stuff to the moon, right? They just did all this shit to the moon. What about the sun? When did the sun start turning white? Because there's a such thing as a black sun, the black hole sun that actually exists inside of you. So again, everybody wants the divine mother to come back, but everyone's been neglecting her signal. Everyone's been favoring the patriarch's signal, the solar energy. You have to understand the majority of the planet have been tricked into being sun worshippers. The majority of the planet have been tricked to be sun worshippers and be afraid of the moon, just how religion taught you to be demonized as a female and shunned. Just how religion taught you that the sun is God and the moon is the devil. Not realizing that you need both to transform. There's this oil that's produced inside of each and every person. It's called the Christos. It's called the Christos oil. And it's an oil that's produced in your pineal gland and your pituitary gland. One is yellowish and resembles the sun or honey. The other is white and resembles the moon or milk. And as they secrete within the brain, the seed of the soul is developed inside of this little small fold along the third ventricle in the brain called the claustrum. And quite literally, that's where they get the term Santa Claus from, and the land of milk and honey, because the oils that are produced within the left brain and the right brain of the balanced human produce the oils of milk and honey within the brain, the perfect balance of the 72 angels and the 72 demons, the left 72 portions of the brain and the right 72 portions of your brain to make you the 144 balanced human soul. And as those oils secrete down the claustrum, Klaus from Santa Claus, from Santa Claus, it goes down the chimney, down these 33 vertebrae, down this chimney where it concentrates in the sacrum for 2.5 days. And if you don't drink, if you don't smoke, if you don't have sex, that energy, that cerebral spinal fluid concentrates for 2.5 days in the sacrum, going back up Jacob's ladder, right? And this time it infuses, creating the Christos oil inside of you. And you can only produce this oil in the brain when the moon, not the sun, when the moon is in your sun sign, your moon sign, or your rising sign in the Western zodiac. If the moon is evil, why does the majority of females' menstrual cycles run off of the moon? If the moon is evil, why does it have control over all the fluids and waters within the human body and outside on Earth? What does the sun do? Does the sun change color? Does the sun have different phases? Does the sun make different shapes? Because I'm pretty sure there's a crescent moon, waxing moon, crescent moon, half moon, new moon, super moon, full moon, and a dark moon, the beaver moon, the wolf moon, the cold moon. And each moon is in a zodiac. Am I right? Oh, new moon in Scorpio, super moon in Gemini. Why do you think the Vatican actually runs off of that? Yeah, yeah. And then we got to talk about reincarnation. We got to talk about reincarnation. Because we understand soul contracts, right? Before you were flesh. You know, you access these things in the Akashic records through meditation if you practiced enough. And, you know, there's this funny thing about the soul where every lifetime in your soul, the past lives, the present life, and the future life are all happening simultaneously at once. Because the soul is multidimensional, it's non-linear. Time does not exist to a soul. It is eternal. But, you know, when you develop a soul contract, it's because the soul is no longer whole. The soul has been fragmented. So how do you make the soul whole? Or better yet, how does the soul become fragmented? The soul becomes fragmented by things like karma, identity with the personality, the flaw instead of the soul. And each person on the planet has a personality. For example, my personality is Kashil. However, if I was reincarnated, Kashil was actually a flaw of the eternal soul, right? And that eternal essence of that eternal soul works out its flaw by reincarnating and developing a particular archetype energy or a personality to express the soul, right? To work out some form of energetic karma, some form of energetic debt. You might be a good person this lifetime, but maybe you were a rapist. Maybe you were a murderer. Maybe you were a fucked up king. Maybe you were a really vain queen. Maybe you were a womanizer. Maybe you were an alcoholic. You don't know. You don't know. You have to access the Akashic records and clear the karma. You see, one subject that touches on the karma very well is Hinduism. And Hinduism actually has a god. His name is Lord Shani. Lord Shani is actually the father of Shiva, the god, Shiva. Lord Shani is actually his father and teacher and guide. And Lord Shani is the personification of the planet Saturn. And the funny thing about Saturn and Lord Shani is that it's actually just the strict father. Yes, through meditation. And the strict father, he doesn't reward good deeds. Saturn rewards action. Saturn's going to test you to see if you really are healed, to see if you really do want better, or do you just want to do whatever you want and sound good? And most of the time, that's why Saturn got a bad rap as being the devil. Another story about Saturn would be Set in Egypt. You see, Set was supposed to be what Osiris is, and he was jealous of his brother. So what did he do? Him and 72 helpers, 72 conspirators, just like there's 72 portions of your left and right brain, Saturn and his 72 helpers co-conspired to kill his brother. You want to know why? Because Set is Satan, the light bearer, clothed in darkness. You see, Set was thinking like a human. Set is lower self, humanity. Osiris was higher self, higher consciousness. And when he died, he became the subconscious mind. And the only person to redeem the subconscious mind was the son, his son. You know, the same story of Jesus, the same story of Krishna, the same story of Mithras, the same story of Atticus. All these crucified world saviors before Jesus was even invented all share the same name and the same story, to redeem the Father, right? But the Father is actually your subconscious mind, the sleeping giant, the Titans in Tartarus, right? So what does he do? He defeats his uncle and redeems his father. And Osiris is basically resurrected by Isis in the waters of Nun and Abydos. Even though he was cut into 14 pieces, he was rejuvenated and held up by the acacia tree, thus becoming the lord of the underworld. Just how the Titans and Tartarus are in the underworld, but esoterically, the underworld is actually your subconscious mind. And the keeper, the gatekeeper of the underworld, of your subconscious mind, would be Hades. It would be Osiris. It would be Set. Right? Which would also explain why their the circumference and distance from Earth to Saturn is 72,000. That would also explain why the arm, leg, arm, head, the 5 points times 72 give you the perfect 360 degrees. Are you starting to get it yet? Why they tell you to stay away from the moon? Why they tell you to stay away from Saturn? Why they make you think these things are evil? Because they need to keep you in balance. You have to stay in fear. You have to understand the most important form of currency on this planet. It's not USD. It's not gold, nigga. It's not fucking cryptocurrency. The most important, the most valuable form of currency on this planet is your mental and emotional energy. Your mental and emotional energy and motion. Yeah, that's the strongest form of currency. So the more you try to give in and believe the narrative, when the first principle, the very first principle of esoteric law and knowledge is mentalism. What does mentalism state? That the mind is all and the all is the mind. So what you hold in your mind, what you pay attention to in your mind will become the all in your reality. So if you keep on believing the narrative that the moon is a hijacked matrix, soul harvesting trap in cahoots with Saturn when it's actually our own technology, you have to understand these things are millions of light years away from us. No one's ever been outside of space. How could something that far away from you influence you? These energies exist inside of you. Now, do you understand why every mythological story is the story of self told in a story? The gods, the goddesses, they're archetype elemental energies that exist in you. That's why you have a favorite character. You identify with that character because it's embodying the energy that exists in you. It's your current state of being. Does it make sense yet? Yeah, of course, I'm going to save this live. So you got these people walking around saying, I'm Isis. I'm Horus, nigga. I'm Asar. I'm Enlil. No, you're not. They never fucking existed. All goddesses are energies, thought forms that exist in us, that you can actually attach to organs within the body, that you can actually attach to the star systems above us. And when the energy funnels down based off of your state of being, you become that energy. You could be God body walking around New York in fucking Tim's and a do-rag, nigga. You could be God body sitting on your porch playing the fucking banjo, chewing on some tobacco, nigga. There ain't no right way to look. What's the first law? What's the very first principle? All is the mind, and the mind is the all. So, we know that energy flows where attention goes. We understand that the law of attraction says that what you put out, you will get back. But you see, that doesn't just apply to your actions. It also applies to your emotions, your thoughts, and your beliefs. So if you believe that the moon and Saturn are evil, then guess what? The mind's going to make it real. If you believe that you are not protected and you can be hexed, guess what's going to happen? Now, I'm not saying if you believe I'm not going to die if I jump off this building and jump off the building, guess what? You're going to fucking die. It doesn't work the way people think it does. You have to understand there's 7 principles, 12 universal laws. They're not separate. They're all interconnected. To ignore one is to ignore them all. They go together. Mentalism, law of attraction, law of action, law of correspondence, the law of polarity, the law of rhythm, the law of gender. 7 principles. The universal law of divine oneness, the universal law of assumption, the universal law of cause and effect, relativity, action, assumption, love. You see, you have to apply them all. No one escapes the law. No one escapes the law. Universal law governs all events. It even affects animals and plants. You really think it wasn't gonna affect you? You just think you're that special? You're just that powerful? Universal law doesn't apply to you, right? It's universal. Universal. Uni. One. Verse. Song. Vibration. Frequency. So the one song, the one vibration is mental. And there are one vibration, the one frequency, laws, and one vibration, one frequency, principles that apply to all things in this third dimensional audio realm. See, people think being a good person, doing good things are going to make you have to get back. Not necessarily true. You have to understand the universe is not supporting. God takes no checks. The devil takes no checks. None of this shit is personal. You're putting out energy. You're emitting a fucking signal. Either in truth or in truth. And based upon this vibration, the current state of being, you're going to pull into your life the signal you are expecting. Ah, shit. You're trying to fuck. Ain't that some shit? Go ahead, drop some love. Let me know if you help out. Let me know if you just learn some shit that ain't no else ever said. Just let a nigga know. You know what I'm saying? Let a nigga know. I gotta do something real quick. I ain't going nowhere. Drop some comments. Give me some likes. Give me some fucking love. Boost the algorithm. Y'all see real when you see, you know what's going on. You know who the fuck it is, nigga. Stop playing with me. Why y'all want to play with me like this? Like I'm not that nigga. Like I'm not him. Like every time I hop up on this bitch, I don't give you the flavor in your ear. Like my knowledge, truth, and understanding isn't like a fucking power punch to your goddamn cerebrum. Stop playing with me. Okay? Let me turn on the air, baby. You hot? Okay. You know what? You know it. You know it when you see it. Now look and listen good. I'm supposed to be on a hiatus. But no, when you a real nigga, you never really get the credit you deserve. And when you a real motherfucker, you can never really take a day off. Okay? I got motherfuckers who want to kill me. I got niggas who want to copy me. I got niggas jocking the steeds, stealing my content, word for motherfucking word. It's a very, very competitive field I'm in. And you know what's crazy? My only competition is me. Who else gonna deliver this flavor in your ear like I do? Who else gonna give you these uncut gems like a raw diamond, Nick? No one else. No one else is giving you the fucking, no one else is doing this shit right now. Okay? Don't get me started talking about no fucking Zionists and Marxist Jews. Please don't get me talking about this shit. Y'all gonna get a nigga killed one day. But that's okay. Let me get my little bag, get my little life insurance and policies, you know, make sure my kids is straight, make sure my lady, and then y'all motherfuckers can come and kill me. But until then, leave me the fuck alone. I am just saying enough. I'm just saying enough. I ain't saying too much. I'm not getting blocked or restricted anymore. My content isn't getting taken down anymore. I'm actually growing quite the following. So the way I look at it, The information I post, they're not getting anywhere else. They have no choice but to fucking let me post content. You see, when you're really tapped in and you're doing this shit for real, you have value. You either have a use or you're fucking useless. Unfortunately, not from my mouth, but from the words of the people who control this world, who influence the things you watch on TV, on the phone, and the clothes you wear. If you don't have a use, you are useless. So I had to make myself, unfortunately, irreplaceable without joining a brotherhood or a secret society or putting a dick in my mouth or holding my ankles or signing a contract or sacrificing family members or any of that bullshit. Because I keep it real and quite frankly, my magic scares them. They don't want to fuck around and they don't want to fuck around and find out. They tried and you know what happened? Floods everywhere. Yeah, they know. Niggas know. Niggas know. I'd be like, yo, I smell the flood coming. And then bam, motherfuckers be trying to go overseas and do some underhand shit. You know, I just light a candle and bam. So, I mean, quite frankly, when you're tapped in, the magic, it speaks for itself. I'm not trying to be famous. I don't want to be because I like my freedom. I like the fact that I'm not controlled. I like to enjoy the fact that if I don't feel like being bothered, I don't have to be. I enjoy the fact that I don't have to make content every day. It's a very refreshing feeling. Very refreshing to know that I'm not under contract. It feels good to know that all my followers actually follow me for my content and I didn't pay for them. It's a pretty good feeling to know that I hit. It's a pretty good feeling. But you know, they're only going to let you go so far before eventually either goes or I'm going to die. And I've made peace with that. It's okay. I've got more to do here anyway. But never really been the one to be afraid of death. You see, even if I die, I'm going to be a fucking problem. That makes me an ascended master. That makes me an elder now. And I can help my allies. So, just more incentive for them to keep me alive, right? This is how you destroy your enemies. You don't outshine the master. You don't bark. You wait. You wait, and then you bite when the opportunity is right. You use the same tools, the same frequencies, the same propaganda they use to segregate, divide, conquer, and destroy us, to destroy the system. But in order to defeat your enemy, you have to you have to know your enemy. Oh, I studied my enemy well. You see, I understand the enemy ain't Saudi, the enemy around me. I understand America and Israel both had a hand in 9/11. I understand that there were military planes used in the bombing of Tulsa, Oklahoma and Black Wall Street. So this ain't my land. This whole system was never built to be beneficial to people who look like me. And I understand that. That's why I don't try to join their system. That's why I don't join their fraternities. This system was never built for me. This system, this land was taken from people who look like me, built upon lies to destroy history. So noses were knocked off, lips were filed. But you gotta understand, everybody who's here right now, if you're conscious, you are blessed. You are blessed. You are chosen to be conscious right now. Understand the fact that you even coming to this information lets you know you had to go through a lot of lifetimes to even understand this shit. To even be able to apply this shit. You've been here before. You have primordial energy and you're important. Therefore, we all have something to bring to the table. I never put myself above a pedestal. You see, I'm not the only ancient soul here. I told you motherfuckers for 2 years straight, the bald head general is returning. And now El Nabi popped out and he's famous. See, y'all niggas thought I was the bald head general. No, no, not me. I have a different role. I told you. Everybody who's here has been incarnated, not reincarnated, incarnated. Those gods, those goddesses, those stories you relate to, that's because it's you. That's your state of being right now. This is probably the oldest you've been alive if you do some past life regressions. You'll soon find that out. This is probably the longest life you've been alive in. So don't take it for granted. There's strength in numbers. We have a common fucking enemy. We have a common enemy. We all been here hella lifetimes. I've been wondering lately how many times I woke up, figured all this shit out. Yeah, a lot of us. I'll just say this. These extraterrestrials they speak of, they exist, but that's not necessarily how they depict them in movies and on the news. What if I told you that these extraterrestrials, the Agiagi, the Lyrans, the Reptilians, the Draconians, the Tiamatians, the fucking Anunnaki, the Zeta Reticuli, the Mantis, the Insectoids, the Arcturians, and so on and so forth, the Andromedans, the Nordics. What if I told you that they're actually pure energetic beings? Non-terrestrial, not supposed to talk about this. Non-terrestrials, interdimensional beings that have no physical shape or form, but have the ability to show up in front of us in dreams and meditation to the nicest form consciously fathomable. Think of them like a spirit. You know, the same spirits our ancestors used to channel in sacred Germany, in sacred Africa, in prehistoric Iraq and Afghanistan when it was actually ancient Sumeria and ancient Babylon. You know, the same interdimensional beings, the same spirits the indigenous tribes members danced and communed with for thousands of years, the same science that people don't understand because it's the science of the unseen, so they call it magic. What if I told you these extraterrestrials are actually spirits? Spirits from higher realms, higher planes of consciousness. No, they don't. You're absolutely right. And some of them are good. Some of them are bad. But did you know that some of these spirits actually existed in your bloodline, making you 2/3 human? That 1/3 of you actually comes from something not from this planet, regardless of your skin color. You see, it shows up in the genetics. For example, the slit under my nose, the extremely long teeth I have, the elongated head and skull. They'll try to say my people are evil in the film because we have a negative O blood type. Do I look like a fucking reptilian to y'all? Are there any slits in my eyes? Hmm? I know my eyes are about as black as the bottomless pit, but if you can see a pupil in there, I promise there's no slits. But they keep going on about the propaganda, right? Here's the great news. Once energy is created, it can't be destroyed. Everything vibrates. All you have to do is vibrate on a particular level, and you will come into contact with these so-called extraterrestrials, and you will gain guidance, like I have, like several people around me have before. This isn't the first time, and it won't be the last. You have. Why do you think you guys come to me? We are all tapped into a particular frequency that's ancient and primordial. Not just me, silly. You too. And you and you and you and you and you and you who just came in. Energy flocks together when they're on a similar vibration. The spirit never makes mistakes. Only people do. And you have to remember, we only act like people because we've been conditioned to. We only think the flesh is the end all be all because we've been conditioned to. We never think critically to think what wakes us up, what gets us out of bed, what makes the body move, and what goes away when someone gets shot or stabbed. We're all here interdimensionally. You see, some of y'all can see through the meat suit, and y'all actually see the white scales and the gold patterns. Some of y'all can actually see the true form. But I'm still not going to reveal my name because I'm not trying to get killed. I'm not trying to get Tupac in this bitch. I'm not going out like Malcolm X or Marcus Garvey. Okay? I'm going to keep these wheels rolling off the train as far as I can and teach and impact as many righteous souls as possible. Okay? But I got to go. It's been real. Until next time, my friends. Don't worry. I'll save it and also post it and upload it in my story. And then I'll post this live on YouTube just to be a real asshole to the elites. Until next time. See y'all later. Don't forget, I got a Cash App, I got a PayPal, I got a Vero. Support a nigga, why don't you? Peace.